New spring makeup launches. We have some makeup that I've been playing with and I just can't get enough, and the new makeup that we're gonna try together. Let's get into it with this face primer. This is by Danessa Myricks, and this is her Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. Yes, it's a water that turns into a powder and it's mattifying. So if you have oily skin, if you have an oily T-zone, which I have, this is phenomenal. I can't stop playing with it. I can't stop using it. It is incredible. It's so lightweight. I love the packaging. You just tap, 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 depending on how many you want, but it's literally a water. And then when you work it into your skin, it turns into powder. So I'm going to focus it majority on my forehead, just because that's where I get most oily throughout the day. And then give it like a couple of minutes to settle down, and it's gonna turn a little bit more matte. I know sometimes eyebrow products can be very boring, but when you find an eyebrow product that you cannot stop using and cannot stop talking about, this is it. The new Anastasia Beverly Hills Her Brow Freeze Gel. It's a hybrid between a wax and a gel, so you can use this to style your brows and then also use it at the very end if your brows have perfect shape. This I used as my first step. I shape my brows, I fill in, and then if I need to go back in, like fix maybe the ends or the front of my eyebrows, I'll go back in with this. But this is one of the best eyebrow gel wax hybrids I've ever tried. So good. I'm gonna fill my brows using the Maybelline Their Build a Brow pen. Applicator provides hair-like strokes. The pigment, it's not too pigmented, but it still delivers realistic looking hairs. I love it. Now let's move on to the base. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is her Beauty Balm Serum Boosted Skin Stick. I picked up shade 2. Hopefully that's a good shade match. I bought everything online, so who knows, right? It's supposed to give you a radiant and smooth application. Silky texture ensures that the application is seamless, and they do recommend to apply it with your fingers. I love the packaging. Just nice, sleek, very easy, travel friendly. Hopefully this is my shade. It looks to be good. Touch with my fingers first. Oh, that is super silky. Very balmy. Oh my. So they say this is a no makeup makeup. So a very sheer to light coverage. Use my fingers to tap this in. Very balmy. I'm curious how this is going to wear on my combination skin, because most of my cheeks, my jaw, it's normal, it's balanced, but then, you know, around my nose, my forehead, basically my T-zone, but mostly my forehead, that's where it gets really oily throughout the day. And this feels very balmy, almost bigger, like slick, oily. Very easy application, decent amount of coverage. I'm kind of shocked. Like the redness is balanced. That's before, after. On my left side, I want to use a brush. Well, application, you know, with the stick, and then we'll go in with the brush and just blend it out. I think it looks better with my fingers. It helps melt the product in a little bit more. And the finish, it's more skin-like. I'm hoping it sets a little bit more, because as of right now, it does have that balmy feeling left on the skin. Let's bronze up the skin. This is a new product from Too Faced. This is their Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. When I see sculpting and bronzing in one, I like those because the shades tend to pull more neutral. I picked up shade Chocolate Mousse. Very neutral undertone, stunning, very creamy. Wow, it's supposed to smell like a chocolate covered orange. And that's exactly what it smells like. I'm gonna work it into my brush. It's also, you're supposed to just swipe it on your face, and it's not supposed to disturb the makeup underneath, which is phenomenal. So let's do that, but I just don't wanna waste product. So I'm gonna use it as a bronzer and a contour, so a little below my cheekbones and then higher as well. I have a new concealer to try. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is their We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. It is transfer proof and waterproof. It's also supposed to be crease, fade proof resistant, 12-hour wear. I am excited, I'm intrigued. It's a medium coverage. It just sounds like my cup of tea for a concealer. I picked up shade, I believe 125C, yes. I like the doe foot applicator. I like that it's at an angle. It's kind of like a little paw for your concealer. I'm going to use a brush to blend this in. Formula is very, like almost featherweight. It stretches far, but the coverage is more on the light to medium side, depending on how much you apply. But I do like the way it blends. I think my favorite, obviously the way it applies for the concealer, but how it looks and how it feels under my eyes. It color corrected what I needed. I like the coverage for like the no makeup, but the way it looks, it's so smooth and it's so soft. It's almost diffused under my eyes, but the feeling, it's not leaving any balmy finish behind. It feels like it's set, but they do recommend if you have very oily skin, use a setting powder to set the concealer. One of my favorite liquid blushes released a new shade. This is from CL. This is their SPF 50 blush in shade January. It's a cool pink. If you're new here, these are one of the best liquid blush formulas of all time. The easiest formula to blend. They're beautifully pigmented on the cheeks. They look natural. They don't exaggerate any texture. It's just stunning. I think I already have like 5 shades. My favorite shade is Elodie, just because I'm biased towards the name. It's my daughter's name. But you have a doe foot applicator. You just apply it to your cheeks. You can use your fingers to blend out, a brush, a sponge, whatever your heart desires. They're very beginner friendly. They're not too pigmented. They're very buildable, very easy to blend. The finish is flawless. You look like you have baby cheeks, so bouncy, so plump. A little bit more on the right side. Do you see what I mean by like plump cheeks? Yes. So for lips, I picked up new colors from Charlotte Tilbury in her Pillow Talk range. So this is their Pillow Talk lip cheat in shade Pillow Talk Fair. Supposed to be a cool pink tone shade for lip liner and lipstick. Start first with the lip liner. I love her lip liners. Wow, this one's really on there. Oh, and it's broken. Let me sharpen it. Have you seen that hack where you freeze your lip liners and then you sharpen them and it's supposed to give you the most sharp lip liner? And just try that hack. Again, Pillow Talk Fair is the shade. It's literally like my lip color, but better. I thought it was gonna be a little bit lighter, but this is pretty. Let's go in with the lipstick, Pillow Talk Fair. Beautiful combination. Who would have thought? I think we need to set the T-zone. I have the new Laura Mercier, the translucent pressed setting powder, Ultra Blur. Comes in a compact version, so it's a pressed powder. This smells like it's almost like floral candy. Comes with a puff, which I love. Has a mirror. The mirror is incredible quality. So I really want to focus this on the T-zone, not the entire face. So around the nose, on my chin, and obviously the forehead, because the forehead is a glazed donut. Even with the mattifying primer, but the Anastasia, the skin stick, the skin tint stick, very hydrating, very radiant. I love the way it looks on my cheeks and my chin and my jaw, but we're gonna tone it down a little bit. It's supposed to look like nothing on your skin, but give an ultra blurred look. I really toned it down, but it still looks like my skin. I don't see any powder on my forehead. Take this down my nose. And I'm not grabbing more, I'm just, whatever is on this puff, I'm just gonna kind of sandwich it like a taco. I want those juicy cheeks, those plump cheeks. So I'm not gonna go over my cheeks. For the mascara, I'm using the Judy Doll, the Curling Iron Mascara. If you want curl, lift, and stain power throughout the day, this is it. It's so awesome. It has a metal rod for the applicator. No bristles, just a metal rod. I really enjoyed everything. The only thing, I'm curious how the skin serum stick by Anastasia Beverly Hills is going to wear my combination skin. But again, this is where the wear test comes in. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm curious if it's gonna be slipping and sliding where I didn't set it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. First update, and this is 3.5 hours in. I don't like the base on my face, the Anastasia. I thought that it would not wear great on my skin type because of that balmy texture and because it's so hydrating and just very dewy and radiant. Okay, so let's see right here. First around the nose, let's look right here. And these are the areas where I didn't apply a lot of powder or the mattifying primer. Do you see that? The way it's breaking apart, it's separating. It's like settling into every little crevice on my skin. I do like it on the cheeks and I like it a little bit right here. I think the forehead, it looks great. But in those areas where you're making a lot of movements, no, I don't like it on my skin type. The cheeks, I mean, the cheeks look amazing. The one thing I will say on these lips, I like the lip liner, but I don't love the lipstick. It's kind of like leaving my lips really dry. Do you see that? I'm not gonna reapply the lipstick. I'm just gonna apply some NYX fat oil. I haven't applied any extra powder. I think I might in a little bit, maybe like in a couple of more hours. I'll see you guys in a little bit. We are 6 hours in. I'm just gonna repowder my forehead. I'm really curious how this is going to layer. I mean, that's really pretty. It's layering really well. Wow. I mean, I don't like it with this Anastasia skin tint, especially around the nose, but on the forehead, it is stunning. The final update for the new spring makeup. So the new Anastasia Beverly Hills skin tint stick, not for me, not for my skin type. I have combination skin. I have very oily T-zone. It's just, you know, it's just some makeup works, some makeup doesn't. I think if you have very dry skin, if you have balanced skin, I think you might really like this skin stick from ABH. It's a great no makeup makeup. I was impressed with the coverage, but just the finish and the texture that it leaves on my skin after a couple of hours is just not for me, and that's okay. Moving on to the concealer from Fenty Beauty. It's reminding me of the Tower 28, the creamy hydrating concealer. So the Tower 28 concealer, it's a little bit more creamy, it's a little more fluid, it's a little thicker in formula, but it's one of my favorite hydrating concealers on the market. This Fenty Beauty, the formula, it's very, very thin. It's almost like a watery formula, very, very featherweight. I do like it. I like that it's almost like you're wearing no concealer, but the coverage is a little bit lighter. Personally, I think there's a little bit more coverage with the Tower 28, maybe just because it's a thicker texture and formula, but I do like both, and I do think the Tower 28 is a little more hydrating than the Fenty Beauty. So if you're thinking which one, if you want a little bit more hydration, a little more radiance, Tower 28. If you want a little bit more longevity, a little more of that lightweight, featherweight, skin-like finish, the Fenty Beauty. Going to the Too Faced, the Sculpting Bronzing Stick. I like it. I like it a lot. I kept telling Andre how effortless that stick is. It's so beautiful to work with. The new shade from CL Cosmetics, I'm obsessed with. Like I said, I have already so many shades from the blush, and I'm excited that they just keep coming out with new shades. So easy to work with, and they're still on my cheeks. They're very long lasting, and it has SPF, so why not? Now the powder, I do like that it's instantly blurring. I just don't like it with the skin stick. I'm gonna keep playing with this because I do like the finish. I think it's stunning on the forehead. I haven't touched up the forehead. Yes, it looks glowy because of the light, but it's actually not glowy. I can still almost feel the powder on my forehead. Plus that Danessa Myricks, the water to powder primer, I applied quite a bit on my forehead, or the most on my forehead. So I think that's kind of helping together, but I do like this powder on my forehead. It is stunning. I don't think it will be phenomenal for those that have very dry skin. I think more so for balance to like normal to combo to really oily skin type, just because it is pretty blurring and pretty mattifying when you apply it. But for my skin type, it's really liking it. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching, spending time with me, and it's the next one very soon.